This chart tracks a violent explosion in oil prices. Within hours, Brent crude shot past $102 a barrel, while WTI crossed 104. As energy climbed, Asian markets reacted instantly. The Japanese Nikkei and South Korean Kospi plunged into the red. These abstract numbers translate to physical chaos. Out in the open ocean, massive commercial cargo ships are halting, throwing their engines in reverse and executing sharp U-turns to flee the region. The speed of this global market reaction is tied directly to a single military event that began on Monday evening. President Trump announced that the United States is enforcing a total naval blockade on all commercial shipping heading to or from Iranian ports. The enforcement relies on a massive use of force. The administration claims that 158 Iranian vessels have been destroyed, effectively removing their naval fleet from the water in a matter of days. The White House maintains that all military options remain open, including the possibility of launching further direct airstrikes if the blockade is challenged. By neutralizing the Iranian Navy, the U.S. military has seized physical control over a corridor that carries a significant portion of the world's commercial energy. This map shows the Strait of Hormuz connecting the Persian Gulf to the Gulf of Oman. This narrow gap is the critical artery for the global oil supply. The blockade is being enforced through direct physical interception. U.S. Central Command has deployed naval personnel to stop and surveil commercial vessels attempting to move through the strait. Beyond the water, the U.S. is deploying a secondary financial weapon. President Trump warned Beijing that if China attempts to buy Iranian oil or provide military aid, the U.S. will impose a 50% tariff on Chinese goods. This forces the world's largest exporter into a difficult strategic position, choosing between its own economic stability and its support for a regional ally. The strategy functions as a vice. The Navy physically blocks the shipping lanes, while the threat of tariffs blocks international financial support. Iran maintains that the blockade will fail. Their leaders are demanding that any ships attempting to pass through the strait must pay transit tolls exclusively in Iranian rials. However, data from the maritime intelligence firm Lloyd's List shows the actual impact on the water. On this map, you can see shipping traffic through the strait has effectively flatlined as vessels turn away from the bottleneck. Within Iran, the pressure has led to a wave of internal arrests. 50 individuals are currently being held on charges of spying and providing sensitive information to the U.S. and Israel. This crisis is unfolding in a broader regional conflict. Concurrent Israeli military strikes in Lebanon have pushed the death toll there past 2,000 as the fighting intensifies. Despite the political rhetoric, the physical data is clear. The strait is closed, adding severe economic pressure to a region already experiencing widespread military conflict. This unilateral military action is creating friction with traditional U.S. partners. President Trump has publicly criticized NATO, expressing frustration over the alliance's lack of support during the enforcement of the blockade. The administration is also dismissing traditional diplomatic voices. Following criticism of the blockade from Pope Leo XVI, Trump rejected the Pope's stance on Iran's nuclear ambitions and the current use of naval threats. While the blockade is achieving its immediate goal of stopping Iranian exports, it is also testing the stability of long-standing international alliances. A single naval deployment has rippled outward, instantly affecting global energy prices, Asian markets, and the trade relationship between the U.S. and China. This demonstrates the vulnerability of a global system that relies on a few specific physical points to function. In a hyper-connected economy, a 21-mile stretch of water in the Middle East has the power to dictate global stability. It is a stark reminder that in modern trade, there is no such thing as a local war.